Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Slifer29 here. So today, I thought I'd do for you guys a deck analysis based off of the new Blackluster Soldier cards that are featured in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG set, Dimensions of Chaos. And so right here, as you can see, is the Ace card, which is a new ritual monster known as Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier. It has the same stats as the original Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster, but of course, hence the name Super Soldier, it comes with effects, and very powerful ones. So within the text, it says that you can ritual summon this card with Super Soldier Ritual. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack points of their destroyed monster. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon one Gaia the Fierce Night monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And that is a really awesome effect. So it's nice that it's got that Flame Wingman effect, and the fact that if it should happen to buy the farm, then you can get a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster out of the deal. So whether it's Gaia the Fierce Knight or Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, or even the brand new card that they've included in the set, which is Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight. Now, Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight, its effect is that you can normal summon it without tributing, and if this card is normal summoned without a tribute, then its original attack becomes 1900. If this card is tributed, you can add a Blackluster Soldier monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only use this effect of Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight once per turn. So that's really awesome. And so if you use it in a ritual summoning, that makes it even better. So you can use it in a ritual summon to bring out either Blackluster Soldier or Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier, and then through Charging Gaia's effect, you can get an Envoy of the Beginning or even Envoy of the Evening Twilight from your deck to your hand, since it just only since it lets you add a Blackluster Soldier monster. So that's really nice. And it comes in the set as ultra rare, and Charging Gaia, and Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier comes in the set as an ultra rare and an ultimate rare. And it's also important to make note that this will be the last Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG set that will have ultimate rares amongst the core set, because starting with the next set, Breakers of Shadow, that ultimate rares are now just only going to be in Astro packs and tournament packs. So if you like ultimate rares, then you definitely want to collect these before they start becoming scarce. And of course, I showed you guys the Super Soldier, but of course, let's talk about the spell card, the ritual spell that's used to summon him, and that is Super Soldier Ritual. Now, Super Soldier Ritual is, of course, a ritual spell card. It can be used to ritual summon any Blackluster Soldier ritual monster, so it's good for the original or Super Soldier. But however, unlike other ritual spell cards where typically you can meet or exceed the level of the ritual monster you're attempting to ritual summon, in the case of Super Soldier Ritual, the levels of the monsters that you tribute, they have to equal out to exactly 8. But Super Soldier Ritual also has an awesome effect where if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it along with a light and a dark monster from your grave in order to special summon a Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. So this really helps you summon Super Soldier even faster, or even the original if you intend on using it. And you can only use this effect of Super Soldier Ritual once per turn. So that's a very nice ritual spell card. So I would definitely recommend running anywhere from 2 to an entire playset of this. And of course, the deck wouldn't be too much if it didn't have like a whole bunch of support behind it. So one of them is a monster, which is known as Beginning Night. Beginning Night is a monster card to where its effect is that a Blackluster Soldier monster that was ritual summoned using this card as a tribute will gain these effects, and you can use these effects each once per turn. So the first effect that it gives your Blackluster Soldier Ritual monster is that once per turn, it gives it the ability to banish a monster from their opponent's side of the field. And then the second effect is that it also gives your ritual monster the ability to where if it destroys an opponent's monster, sorry, by battle and sends it to the graveyard, then it can attack once again in a row. So essentially, it makes your Blackluster Soldier ritual monster that of Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, because if you look really closely, Beginning Knight is like a younger in training version of Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, and even the effects that it would give your ritual monster will correlate to that. And then Beginning Knight also has another awesome effect to where if it's banished while it's in the graveyard, it lets you add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So if you banish him to bring out Chaos Sorcerer, Envoy at the beginning, or Envoy or Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Evening Twilight, then you can get a ritual spell card out of the deal. So that's very nice. Now, Beginning Knight is of course cool. Now, here is its twin brother, Evening Twilight Knight. Now, Evening Twilight Knight, similar to Beginning Knight, has an effect to where any Blackluster Soldier monster that was ritual summoned using this card will then gain these effects. Once per turn, you can target one monster that your opponent controls and banish it. And then the other effect is that once per turn, you can banish a random card from your opponent's hand face down but until your opponent's next end phase. So this kind of, in a way, makes it almost like a Blackluster. It makes your ritual monster a Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Evening Twilight, because when you think about it, Evening Twilight Knight, in contrast to Beginning Knight, looks like a younger in training version of Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Evening Twilight. And so these two cards work very well in a combo together, because if you use them both in the ritual summon for either Blackluster Soldier or Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier, but let's just say in the case of Super Soldier, your Blackluster Soldier Super Soldier would have 6 effects. And that is just incredible just by using these monsters as tributes, because it would give, because with Super Soldier, in addition to its damage dealing effect when it kills a monster, and if it should happen to get destroyed, you get a Gaia monster, but it also gives it but they would give your Blackluster Soldier ritual monster twice in a turn the ability to banish a monster that your opponent controls. And if it destroys a monster in battle, it can attack once again in a row, and that coupled with its damage dealing effect when it destroys a monster is brutal. And it can also banish a card from your opponent's hand until the end of their next turn. So these two cards make Super Soldier incredibly powerful, and that is like such an ideal combo. Oh, I also forgot to mention, now, in contrast to Beginning Knight, whenever Evening Twilight Knight is in the graveyard, if it's banished, then you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only use this effect of Evening Twilight Knight once per turn. So if both of these cards were chilling in the graveyard and you banish these, of course, Beginning Knight being light and Evening Twilight Knight being dark. So say you banish them to bring out Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, then each of their effects would then activate to where you would get both a ritual monster and a ritual spell card. So in this case, let's say you get Blackluster Soldier, Super Soldier, and Super Soldier Ritual, then that definitely sets up for a nice, it can help you set up for a ritual summoning, assuming that you got the necessary tributes, and you would have 2 killer Blackluster Soldier monsters on the field. So all in all, I really like these 2 cards. Very nice. And then some other new cards that's featured with the Blackluster Soldier archetype is a monster card known as Super Soldier Soul. Now, what this does is that you can send a Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand to the graveyard, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card's attack points become 3,000, and its name becomes Blackluster Soldier. So it's good if you want to make like a 3,000 beat stick for a turn. I mean, until the end of your opponent's turn, which is nice, but it's the second effect that is what makes it such a good card. Because if this card is in the graveyard, then you can banish it to add a beginning night or an evening twilight night from your deck to your hand. So this will really expedite the process of getting those cards in your hand to help in facilitating for the ritual summon of Super Soldier, or use them in a way to bring out either Envoy of the Beginning or Envoy of the Evening Twilight. So this is definitely a must-have to use in a deck. I would say maybe running about 2 of these would be good. And also in the set, they feature a new card, a field spell known as Gateway to Chaos. Now, Gateway to Chaos, what it does is that if when this card is activated, you can add a Blackluster Soldier ritual monster or a Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your deck to your hand, and each time that a monster card or cards is sent from the hand or the field to the graveyard, then you place a spell counter on this card for each of those cards, and you can have a maximum of 6 counters on this card. And once per turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card to add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. And you can only activate 1 Gateway to Chaos per turn. So this helps you get Super Soldier Ritual really fast, because since they say that each time a monster is sent from the hand or the field to the graveyard, so if you're performing a ritual summoning, this already gives you about 2 counters already. And especially if even with stuff leaving the field too, that further helps the process. So there's just so much that you can do um, with this card. And then of course you can only activate 1 Gateway to Chaos per turn. So that's a nice card to use in the deck. So I would definitely maybe run at least 2 of these, and definitely make sure to have a Terraforming on hand. And then another card. Now, this is a good defensive card, which is, of course, aptly named Super Soldier Shield. Now, Super Soldier Shield is a counter trap card, and what it does is that whenever a spell or trap card or a monster effect is activated that targets a monster or monsters on the field, while you control a Blackluster Soldier monster, you negate the activation of that card, and if you do, then you destroy it. And if this card is in your graveyard, then you can remove a spell counter from your side of the field to set this card, but then it gets banished when it leaves the field. And so this is nice if Gateway to Chaos is on the field and this card is in your grave. Remove a counter from Gateway in order to get back Super Soldier Shield from your grave and set it. And another good combo with Super Soldier Shield is also, there's a monster known as Skill Blue Magician. And Skill Blue Magician, its effects is that whenever a spell card is activated, you put a spell counter on it, with the maximum being 3, and then you contribute this card while it has 3 spell counters on it to special summon Gaia the Fierce Knight monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So you can also take a counter off of Skill Blue Magician or even Gateway to get back your Super Soldier Shield if it's in the graveyard. And then next up, we have Super Soldier Rebirth. Now, Super Soldier Rebirth is a normal trap. You target a Blackluster Soldier monster that you control, and you send it to the graveyard. And if you do, then you special summon a Blackluster Soldier monster from your hand with a different name from that monster, ignoring its summoning conditions. And during your main phase, except for the turn that this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard and then target a Blackluster Soldier monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And you can only use 1 Super Soldier Rebirth per turn. So it's an interesting card. And then lastly, we have Sphere Kuriboh, which is an effect monster. And if an opponent's monster declares an attack, then you can send this card from your hand to the grave to change the attacking monster into defense mode. And then when you ritual summon a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard as one of the monsters required for the ritual summon. So that works really well with charging Gaia the Fierce Knight. So let's say that you go on ahead and use Super Soldier Ritual, and then you use Sphere Kuriboh along with charging Gaia the Fierce Knight, then Of course, though, if Sphere Kuriboh is in the grave, you can banish it from the grave in order to get out. I mean, you banish it, and in addition to tributing Gaia to get out your super soldier. And since charging Gaia has been tributed, this would now allow you to get a Blackluster soldier monster from your deck to your hand. So all in all, I mean, this 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 archetype, this deck seems to be pretty cool. I plan on building it pretty soon, so I just thought I'd give you guys a rundown on it. If you guys got any tips or any other card suggestions, gladly let me know. I'm always open to suggestions, and I just thought I'd share with you guys this information. And all together, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and always make sure to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, peace out.